What's going on? Happy Sunday. This is G, one half of the GNC show. I know y'all not used to seeing me going live, but I'm actually going to start doing that going forward. Make sure the lighting on here is good. They are. So the topic for today on this beautiful Sunday is, should a woman marry a man with kids? Now y'all may have already known my man got kids. And I have quite a few friends who are dating men with kids. And to be quite honest with you, it all depends on your situation. Because, you gotta... Go ahead. It all depends on your situation. Reason being, there's a lot of moving parts. But let's get rid of some housekeeping rules right now. When you come in, please make sure you like the video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, what are you doing? But drop the comments. I will be answering questions, giving my opinion on comments and all of that. But back to the topic. There's a lot of moving parts when it comes to dealing with a man with kids, let alone marrying a man with kids. First and foremost, you have to deal with being a stepmother. And that right there can be, that's a lot. Second, financially, if that man's on child support, you have to make sure that you're comfortable with him taking care of y'all business on top of him taking care of his children. You have to deal with the mother of his kids. And sometimes, and a lot of times, they can be very messy. So I don't know how y'all feel, but for me, I feel like it depends. And with the kids, it's hard to get kids to like you nowadays, especially if they see that their parents did not, go through with their whole situation as far as, being co-parents or raising their kids in the same household. But with you have to deal with like, oh, you're not my mom. You have to deal with the kids actually liking you and they want you to be their stepmother, or they start calling you mom. And that might be, heavy for you, especially if you don't have your own kids. So we have 3 people in here. Please help me by liking the video. But we're going to pause right there. When I say if you don't have any kids, it can be very, very difficult for you to even want to take up that role or responsibility of being a stepmother. Reason being, you may think that you may never have your own child. That child may actually put you in a situation where you feel like, you know what? Maybe this is too much for me. I don't know if I can, take the full responsibility of being a mother or being a parent, being responsible for that child. You have to implement, some, what is the word I'm looking for? Not traits, but they're going to be paying attention and following what you do in the house, or you're going to have a positive or negative impact on their life. And it all depends on you. Outside of that, I would say, if that child's going through any kind of life situations, they may not have that close relationship with their father, so they may lean more on you, and you have to know how to juggle that. With their mother may feel like, you know what, you're trying to take up the full responsibility. Hey, can you say hi, Damien? Hi, Damien. I see Daniela Mora. Thank you for tuning in. But their mother may feel some type of way with you if you get into that place and their child likes you a lot more than what they expected. I do have my other phone here because I have some notes that I had put to the side. Now, with being a step parent, it can definitely be rewarding. Reason why I say it can be rewarding, you're going to be a part of that child when they go through graduation, if they start dating. Outside of them dating, you may have to deal with them, having relationship issues, and they be like, hey, can you give me your opinion or advice on this? And it could be very rewarding. Outside of that, if it gets further down the line and they end up, getting married, you'll have a huge impact on their life. Let's talk about the financial impact. Child support. Y'all know we already had a whole live on child support, and I told y'all how I felt about child support. Carlton told you how he felt about child support. Now, marrying a man with kids, you know, your finances and their finances will be combined. A lot of women may not be willing to deal with that. I know for me, I already said it's going to take a lot for me to be comfortable with another woman, you know, eating off of me. So I don't too much know about all that. But as far as for the kids, if it's going to help the kid in any kind of way, I'm all for it. So you have to make sure you're secure within yourself before even trying to take up that full responsibility of going to that next step of getting married, because it's going to be a little bit too late once you say I do and he says I do, and you be like, you know what? I don't know what I'm signing up for. Before I even continue more on that, I'm going to sit here and say you have to be very, very mindful about outside noise in your ear when it comes to dating a man with kids, let alone taking a decision on marrying a man with kids. Because for me, I had a lot of associates and friends who were like, you know what, girl, you know, don't do it, because it's a lot that you see right now is just going to get worse. And I'm like, how could it get worse? What if it actually gets better when I get married? Carlton asks, so are you for marrying a man with kids? I am definitely for it if it works for your situation. But everyone's situation is not the same. And it also should depend on how many kids that man have. Because if he has like 6 kids, 4 baby mamas, do you really want to be dealing with all those people? But for me, if it works, if he's treating me like a woman, if he's respecting me, he's, you know, allowing me to have a voice when it comes to the household and whatnot, I'm all for it. As long as it doesn't mess what we got going on, I'm all game. Now, expectations. This is huge, because I've seen a lot of times with men with kids, they'll throw this whole line out like, oh, you don't have any kids, so you don't know what you're talking about. A man that's marrying a woman without kids and you have kids, you have to be okay with her saying, you know what? This is how I like things to go. This is how I want you to treat me when it comes to your kids. I want to have a say-so. I don't want to feel like the kids are running over me. Yeah, it takes all of that. And the biggest thing is you should also be very considerate or open to ask your partner if they're okay with having more children, because that is a big deal for me. If I marry a man with kids, he has to be willing to have another child, because I want to be a mother. I want to have my own kids. So if he's not for that, I would say, ladies, do not marry a man with kids, because you're setting yourself up for failure. Because you're going to feel like you are missing something, because you're going to be sitting here pouring into another man's child or kids, and you're not feeling fulfilled on your own because you want to have kids and he's just not agreeing to that. So make sure you guys get that out of the way in the beginning, because if he says, yeah, I mean, kids, maybe not, and you say, okay, I'm just going to marry him, and then push come to shove, you don't have kids, what are you really going to do? Any questions? I hear Carlton in the background laughing. I'm new to this whole going live thing, so y'all have to excuse me. I'm trying to get used to it. So, yeah. Carlton, what do I do? All right, y'all. That's all I have for y'all.